All right, what we got here is a 2015 Sierra, 5.3 liter V8. Sorry, I'm trying to make the story as fast as possible, but this was at another shop for quite a while. They put an engine in it that had a DOD delete, and they programmed it, but they had a knock sensor code that they could not get rid of. They replaced both of the knock sensors. That did not fix anything. So I got the call to go there, went to go check it out, and this thing had a dead hole, dead misfire. I don't know if I can find the footage. I can't seem to find it. I did record it on my phone, but it must have gotten lost or whatever. Anyway, I did find that there was a chafed wire. I can show you where that was, and I repaired the two broken wires for the knock sensor on bank 1, I believe. It's bank 1, and then there was an additional wire that was busted. It was a green wire. I don't even know what it was for. Fixed that too. I was hoping that would, fix everything. But when I got in this thing, when I first started it up, it's got a dead hole. So cylinder, what cylinder was that? I think it was cylinder number 5, if I remember correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, actually it was cylinder number 3. I have a couple notes here, but from the other, this is like a month ago. And after I fixed the knock sensor code, I diagnosed the I went to diagnose the misfire, and did all my checks and everything, and this is at another shop. So I got to the point where it was either an injector or the harness, and the intake has to come off. This is direct injection. Well, they've already replaced the fuel injector, that same injector. So I told them they need to pull the intake off, call me back when they, it was like at the end of the day. I said, call me back when you get this thing ready for me to come take a look at it again. I said, hey, take a look at it while you have a part, make sure you don't have no rat's nests or anything like that in there. Well, I get a call back saying they got it apart for me to come check it out. Apparently they didn't take a look at it, because as soon as I looked at it, I really hope I can find the video of it. As soon as I looked at it, it's just all these wires are bare. I can't believe it was only the one cylinder that was throwing codes. Every single injector wire was ripped apart. Here we got the intake off. All right, those are the two circuits that were shorted together. Only had one code, surprisingly. Well, I pulled this out of the way, but that's number 2. And as you can see, that looks great there. And I noticed that there, I'm in the wrong, there you go, that there, that there. This needs a whole new, this needs 2 harnesses, bank 1 and bank 2. And that's all it is for this one. I'm surprised nothing else was shorted out. It was only number 2 that was shorted out, but eventually they would have all shorted out, and this intake would have had to come off a million freaking times. At the time, I think it had P0300, P0325, which I believe is the knock sensor code, and then P0532, which I think is the injector, and then P06DA and P124A. I have to check these codes out, but P06DA, which I'm about to see here again, is the oil pressure solenoid, which that system was deleted. It's for the DOD. Now, I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to check the wiring and everything, make sure the wiring's still good and everything. But when they tuned this, I don't know if the tune went through. I don't really know much about tuning. When it also, because at the time it had all these codes in it. Shorted injector, a knock sensor, random misfire, and the other codes. I'm not sure if that programming or tuning took. Okay, finishing up the scan. We got one code in the ECM, which is very good. All this other stuff, I don't care. Oil pressure control solenoid valve control circuit. It's that same code as I had before. Graph all these. And I want to start it. I want to see if that does anything. I don't know if it's tied into it. We do got something there. So we do have oil pressure. Engine oil level is okay. Oil pressure is okay. Solenoid is off, not run. Wonder if I'm going to have to road test this. Oil pressure looks good. I want to rev it up. So we are getting stuff happening. Alright, well, I'm going to take this for a quick road test and see if I can get the control solenoid command to go on. Actually, you know what? I want to clear this code first. Because I don't know if it's actually going to not let it work. Can't even think of the word. I don't know if it's going to let it do its thing or not. So let's clear the code. Full code complete. Okay, let's see here. Current. Alright, it's been about 5 miles and I've not had any command come through. Like I said, this is probably just a waste of time, really. I'm going to turn around and go back, but I wanted to at least get it up to temperature and see if there was any other surprises. So I know they cleared the codes, I just cleared the code, so I wanted to take it for a road test. Alright, back home, what we got here? 208, 164, it's 14 miles I put on. It's a lot further than I expected. Let's see if there are any codes popped up. 420, awesome. Alright, so we got current cat codes. This does have an exhaust leak. I'm not exactly sure where the exhaust leak is. I'm hoping they don't want me to diagnose that. Because it's got an obvious exhaust leak. Digging in a little bit on this guy. I just pulled that off, but this was where I made the repairs. I don't know if I can get a good shot with the sun, but right here, that blue wire, it was an extension because I didn't have green, but that was the green wire that I found that was damaged. And right here is the twisted pair, one of the twisted pair. Yeah, it was just the one that was actually damaged. Right there, the twisted pair. Got to get it wound up a little bit better, but I'll take care of that later. But this was rubbing right on here, and it was rubbing on quite a while, so it had nothing to do with the engine install. I'm not exactly sure where this solenoid is yet. Some of them show them on the front cover here. I don't see nothing. It is internal, but focus. I got to get a better view down there. I don't know where the wiring goes in, so I got to check around. What is that? Is that it? That might actually be it. I can't really tell. Oh wait, is that disconnected? No way. No way. No way. No way. It got towed here for this. This is what I mean. Just take a look first before you call me. Alright, well, I'm going to hook that up and see if my code goes away. Crazy. Okay, I got it hooked back up. Where is it? Right there. It's hooked back up. I don't know if I should even put this. Maybe I'll throw this back on real quick. And we throw this shit back on real quick. It only takes 2 seconds. And I'm all zoomed in here. Come on. Alright, let me put this all back together real quick. Come on. Alright. All back together, all hooked up. This is just laying around. I'm going to be shocked if this is the... I'm not shocked. I know this is going to fix it, but I'm just like... bing, bing, bing. I just can't believe that. It's just that. Part of me hopes that it's... they just disconnected it because of the code or some bullshit. I don't think so. Let me get this thing set up real quick. I'm just gonna come in here. Let's just come in here and run codes. Read fault code. And we got that. Let's clear them. Complete. No TTCs. You gotta be shitting me, bro. Well, I just want to do an actuation test. I just want to see if I can hear it click. Just want to cover my bunghole. Should have left all that stuff off, Tetra. And there's a lawnmower going on. Awesome. Maybe you can pick it up on the mic, but let's see here. I don't even know what I'm filming. I'm just trying to get this mic down there as best as I can. I don't even know if I can make this. That's just a jumper connector, really. So I'm not going to be able to hear anything. Especially with this lawnmower. Let me start this thing up. See, I don't know how much this is going to work since it's got a DoD delete. Because when you run the actual test, you're supposed to get a drop in the oil pressure when you activate it. But I also don't know what else. There's a nice wheel, whatchamacallit, nice exhaust leak. So we got, it's cold start 404. Let me see if I turn this on, if anything changes. So I do get a drop, so I am getting, this is working. So I'm done. Whether or not this thing is programmed correctly, I don't know. I'm going to take a quick look. I'm going to see if I can get my smoke machine hooked up to the exhaust on this to see exactly where the leak's coming from. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be diagnosing the catalytic converter codes next. But I'm going to take a look at it, see if I can find the actual leak real quick. I might hook my shop back up. It might be a lot easier to get a good amount of, you know, to get my the volume of air rather than using the smoke machine. But man, please do a visual. Check this exhaust leak out. Here's my setup. Smoke machine smoking. Got a bladder in there. Let's see if I can get under this pig. It might take a while to fill this exhaust up, but I do have catalytic converter codes. Just wipe it. It's new. Where the hell's the downstream O2 sensor? Ow! Where is it? Oh, there's one. There's one downstream O2 sensor there. Oh, you're stupid. Oh, god dang. I can smell it. I don't know where it's leaking from. I can see it back there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, coming out of the muffler. Unless these are aftermarket and they're just shitty. That could be a different issue. That's why I want to try to see if I can find any smoke. Now, the exhaust leak might not have anything to do with the catalytic converter codes. Like I said, this looks like a yeah, it is leaking bad from there. Okay, so I'm not sure if that's going to cause an issue. It is pretty far away from the O2 sensors, but I can't rule it out. And looks like it's making its way up the whole system, so hopefully I can get enough volume in here. This did have a misfire, but it was a the injector was a lean misfire because the injector wasn't firing. I don't know if they're new from the shop or if these were new before the engine was put in. I don't know. But I don't see nothing leaking out of this Y pipe here. That's pretty bad there. I mean, that really needs to be addressed before I can condone anything else. I don't see anything else upstream. The only issue I have now is, do I call the customer up or do I call the shop up? Because I really don't want to make the shop look stupid. I don't know. I'm going to spend a little bit of time wrapping that up, try to make it look not so terrible. And just wrapped that up pretty good. Wrapped it up with a bunch of electrical tape. Zippy tied it to make it nice and tight inside. This thing, I don't even know. I think that's where it goes. That's where it was. And then I wrapped it all with harness tape, and then I put a piece of that there to protect it. And it's pretty stiff. It's not moving back over there. And that was disconnected, so I hooked that back up. This up here, I might put one there. I don't know. I don't know if it needs it or not, but I might just put one here. As suspected, check engine light came on, so I'm in the middle of seeing. As soon as that monitor went, it came on. So I don't know what to do with that. I just talked to the shop, and I think they're going to handle it as far as the other one. But this thing needs exhaust work for sure. And with a big exhaust leak like that, it's just, there's no way for me to say if those cats are working correctly or not. It's also got the old sensors in there. But as soon as I get a chance to pull over, I'm going to pull up to check the code. I'm pretty certain it's going to be 420 and 430, which is left and right bank. And I'll be back in a second. All right, I'm pulled over. Hopefully, hopefully nobody. I'm like in the middle of nowhere. Hopefully nobody comes out. Like, what are you doing on my land? But we got O2 sensor monitor is not complete on those ones. EGR, but that's the one I'm concerned about, because as soon as that went to yes, I got check engine light came on. So, yep. That's it. So I already spoke to them, and they're gonna have to handle the exhaust stuff. This has nothing to do with the oil pressure. They did put an engine in it, so exhaust work maybe. That Y pipe doesn't look that old, but it also doesn't look brand new. This thing, I don't know how many miles this has since the engine put in it. Maybe 20. Something like that. I probably put most of the miles on it, to be honest with you. So I got a hold of them. They're going to take care of it. I have to give them an invoice, and they're going to, instead of charging the customer, they're going to pay for the the diag for me hooking up the sensor that was never hooked up. That's something that should have been taken care of when they did the engine. So that's it for this one. I'm not doing anything with these 2 codes. That's something that they can handle. Unless they can't, then I'll get called back again.